Panther people, what up? Roger Panthers post Phil Perkins. Thanks for joining. If you're new here, this is what sadness looks like. This is what disappointment and, frankly, embarrassment looks like. Carolina Panthers lose 26-16 at home on Sam Mills Day. The only Carolina Panther right now that's in the Hall of Fame, the one whose keep pounding mantra is embossed on the field, on the jerseys, on the stadium, on merchandise, everything. And this team did not pound. They pounded, but they didn't keep pounding. It was like almost like they're out embarrassing themselves with the loss that are happening. And like I feel like an idiot thinking that they could be 2-2. I did. And we did talk about how the offense is just not there. They're not even meeting halfway close to where the defense is right now and where special teams is right now. Where the field is right now. The field looked nicer than the offense, than Baker Mayfield right now. And shots. We can start off with a little bit of the good stuff. Do you want to start with the good stuff? They should keep the 1990s NASCAR script, whatever that is, in the end zone. Just keep it like that. Because if your team's going to be this bad, at least have a cool field. At least have fun. At least have as much fun as you can. And that just looks like the identity of the Carolina Panthers. That block lettering, like on the back of here, is boring. It's kind of like the offense. We don't need to be reminded that this is a boring franchise right now because the offense is boring and the lettering's boring. Just have fun lettering. Just keep it like that. Just keep it like that. All right? The 90s are in. We're happy with that. Shout out to Frankie Louvu. You're balling out of control. You could have had 2 pick sixes so far in your early career as a starting linebacker for an NFL franchise. Shout out to you. I love the way, I forget who the offensive player was for the Cardinals. He almost had like an elbow shimmy. I don't know what to call that, like a clothesline of an offensive player. Not called for a flag because it was just so badass. I'm sure the refs were like, damn, that's awesome. He just knocked the guy out with his elbow. Obviously, he tossed James Collins around. That was fine. Ended up with the touchdown. I mean, that was a stupid penalty. He definitely shouldn't have done that. But Frankie Louvu, man, like just the way this guy plays, he's not the biggest guy, not the fastest guy, not the most jacked guy. But, man, he makes more splash, standout plays than Shaq does, and Shaq's been with this team for almost a decade. And so, Frankie, shout out to you, and I think you're great. I think you're going to be a great leader on this team. Shout out to Derek Brown. Derek Brown, who is having a bit of a renaissance here, having a revitalization of his career, which has already been pretty good. But this guy hustles up against Kyler Murray, one of the fastest, most elusive players, quarterbacks in this league. And Derek Brown almost chased this guy to tackle him as he ran into the end zone. But he ran this guy down. He picked the perfect pursuit angle, and he kept up with this dude. So Derek Brown, he almost could have had another pick. This one he kind of batted in the air, and if he was quick enough, it's super hard to do. I mean, he had to live life as Quicksilver. He could bat it and then basket catch it. It looked like he could have done it, but man, this guy, he's been playing amazing so far. J.C. Horn, still a goddamn beast. I say it now. Him and Brian Burns are my 2 jersey purchases. If I had the cash to do it right now, 100% either of those 2 guys. Speaking of Brian Burns, he did exactly what I thought he would do. I thought he'd be able to chase down Kyler Murray. I thought he'd be a menace throughout that game, and that's exactly what happened. This guy's a leader. I hope they keep him. I hope he wants to stay. I know obviously his bro works for the team. He's a supporter of this vlog, supporter of us, me. And so, I hope he stays. I think he's good for the culture. I think he's good for the community. But enough hats off to this defense. This defense did the best that it could, running on gas, because this offense couldn't hold a freaking drive. All right, to reality. And that is the fact that the Carolina Panthers offense is absolute garbage. You have a healthy Christian McCaffrey, a healthy DJ Moore, a healthy Robbie Anderson. You got a physical freak in Terrace Marshall Jr. who you can't get on the field. You got a guy who's got a relationship with the new starting quarterback, fumbles the ball the second he gets handed off the ball for a diversion type play. You have 2 tight ends that have been pretty serviceable, but not game-changing tight ends, which is fine. You got Deontay Foreman, who was, for many people, probably the best running backup in the league last year, and you just can't make things work. You have a revamped offensive line. Last week, one of the ESPN analysts gave them the moniker of their offensive line of the week. So you have an improved offensive line. You have improved, healthy skill position player group with a healthy Christian McCaffrey who makes up for like 3 guys on the team. And then it's Baker. I'm sorry. What is this? 22 for 36, 197 yards passing. 1 touchdown, 2 picks. They don't have batted balls here on the Panthers app. I should probably use a different app, but that is brutal. Baker definitely deserves to get benched. That's for sure. And he told the media today that he's not going to let the media getting mad and the fans getting mad get to him. It should get to you. It should 1,000,000% get to you because these people pay money. These people come see you. I know it's entertainment. People bought your t-shirts. They're great t-shirts. The people here to support you. People believe in you. And you should care. You should take a little bit of a shot to your pride for that. Because these people pay your bills. And it's brutal, man. I was the biggest Baker enthusiast. I thought he was going to do good things with the moxie and all that stuff, but you can have the moxie, but if your passes are getting batted down like your younger brother playing with like your 20-year-old bro, it gets embarrassing, man. And we've talked about this before, how Baker, we don't want to rest the game on Baker's shoulders because he's just not that guy. He's not Patrick Mahomes. I think he'll tell you that. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Tom Brady. He's not fucking, who is he not? He's not Aaron Rodgers. I think they may have lost today. I don't care. But he's just not those top tier guys. He's not even really a mid tier guy. He's a low tier, high or the low tier guys. Probably bottom right now statistically. He's just not that guy. But there's just times where he should be making these easy passes that they're not asking him to hit home run balls. They're just not. And the home run balls he can do. He can chuck them, I guess, just because the angle itself. They're hard to bat down, but the second this guy just tries to get those like gimme throws that should be those type of throws that build confidence, build chemistry with your receivers, with your running backs, with your tight ends, man, it's like the whole NFL has it in their scouting book now. The second this guy draws back, just jump, just watch him. Like you don't really have to rush him, just jump. Just jump in the air. You're a physical freak. You're like 6'4", like 390 pounds with a D's vert, and you don't have to push out. You don't have to beat your offensive lineman. Just fucking jump. That's it. Just jump. You jump. This guy throws it. He's taller than Kyler Murray, and you can bat it down. And like I just mentioned before, Derek Brown batted a Kyler Murray ball, but Kyler Murray's got this elusiveness, as I mentioned, that he makes space. He can move around and make space. And even the commentators talked about it. You know, Baker's feet, he's got happy feet. And this guy's feet don't stop moving. They don't stop moving. It's like, he's tap dancing out there. And when he does that, like he doesn't have a good foundation. Like I'm not a quarterbacks coach here, but you're not even really connected to the ground. You're kind of like floating and you're throwing like you have no foundation, nothing. And then the passes that he does make that connect on a decent pass with some zip, his feet are solid to the ground. They're pointing to the target. They're solid, a great foundation. And he's just got this happy feet. He's not maneuverable enough that he can make room and evade the pressure to, find those windows to throw those intermediate throws. He can do the deep balls. He 100% can do them. Not super deep, but those aren't getting batted down because of the launch angle. But those intermediate passes, like I said again, the ones that are supposed to keep you comfortable, get you in a bit of a rhythm here, he can't. It's just not happening. Like the word is out. Like, was the word out before? Like, was this a thing that happened? Like, no one talked about this being an issue with this game. Like, oh, Baker Mayfield, that dude gets batted balls like crazy. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, it just doesn't happen. No one was talking about that this year. I don't know what the difference is. It's not a worse offensive line. It's a better offensive line. But this guy, one pick was off of throwing behind DJ Moore. And I don't know, DJ Moore is one of the elite receivers in the league. I can't expect him to just completely turn around 180 and try to grab that. That'd be spectacular. Like, spectacular does happen in this league. We've seen it with Boykins with Pittsburgh, with CeeDee Lamb in Dallas. Like, it happens. Like, is DJ unable to do such things? I don't know, but that's a lot to ask out of him with the pass throw behind him. And the other one, it was just another batted ball. Like, there have been batted balls from Baker. They just fall on the ground, harmless. All right, live to play another down. But the other pick was just picked up, easy tip drill, bang, right back into the Panthers 3-yard line. It's just brutal. I honestly don't know if this is Matt Rule's fault. Even the guys on the broadcast were saying Ben McAdoo's he's calling a good game. He's calling a good game. There's just no execution from Baker. Like, absolutely none. It's just not happening right now. And And so I don't know if you can fire the coach for that. I don't know if it's Matt Rule's fault. It could be. Could you blame him for letting go of Teddy Bridgewater? Was that really Matt Rule or was that David Tepper? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's not like Teddy Bridgewater's a franchise quarterback, but why are we talking about Teddy? But if Rule gets fired after Monday or after this home stretch before they head out to LA to take on the Rams, would you be kind of surprised? Because it's not really his fault. It's clearly Baker's fault. He's playing an awful game. Like, this guy's bad. Like, he's bad to the point that Joe Person talked about. They're mentioning Sam Darnold and when he's going to be available off the IR after his ankle injury. That could Sam Darnold make an appearance back with the Carolina Panthers starters? Like, this is a tweet. Matt Rule says no updates on the status of Sam Darnold, who is eligible to come off the IR this week. California kid taking on the San Francisco 49ers Northern California team. And, he's definitely got some guys on the squad like Christian McCaffrey who definitely have his back. That's why they had this, QB competition that we thought wasn't a competition because Baker was that much better. Because there were guys reportedly on this team that wanted to see Sam get a fair chance because they like Sam. They think Sam's a cool dude. And I admit that. That dude seems pretty awesome. But that's happening now. So prepare yourself that if Sam Darnold comes back from injury, there is a good enough sample of evidence right now from Baker that Baker's going to get benched. Sam Darnold's coming in. And will he be any better? We've seen Sam Darnold for 4 years be trash and trash last year. We thought there was going to be a little bit of a difference with Baker because we've seen him succeed at the highest level with the Browns during a pandemic year when the guy couldn't even really go through the playbook properly because everyone was on Zoom. So we had some faith, but just brutal. Like, do you really want to go through another change? You've been through the Ron Rivera years. You missed out on the Super Bowl year. And then you get a regime change with Matt Rule, and you're probably going to get another one. Do you really want to be in that? In your position? Like, literally your position at your age? Or do you want to get traded to, say, the Kansas City Chiefs? Or where you might be a bit player because they're not really much of a running team, but at least you could maybe win a ring. Do you want to get traded to... where could he get traded to? Green Bay. Maybe Robbie Anderson wants to get out, go to Green Bay, get them some wide receivers. Maybe Christian McCaffrey go to Baltimore. Like, imagine that. Maybe the Panthers fan worst nightmare having Lamar Jackson and Christian McCaffrey on the same team. We should have Lamar here. That's never going to happen. But man, it's just brutal. It's demoralizing, and I don't even want to look at the schedule. I just know it's the Niners and then it's the Rams. And maybe something can happen. Maybe something cool can happen. But, man, no edits in this, guys. No edits. Just a couple edits because I don't want to keep you waiting. But, damn. Niners, we'll see how they look tomorrow. Then the Rams in LA. Tampa. Falcons, who are now 2-2. Beat the Browns, who we were unable to do. Then the Bengals, who aren't playing great. And then Atlanta Falcons. And then Baltimore, Denver, who are playing awful. Did Denver win? So the Broncos are bad, but that doesn't matter because we thought the Giants were bad. We thought the Cardinals were bad. Kyler Murray is an elite quarterback. He does things like even the coaches said that he does things that makes you want to quit football. But so this is just a bad team. It's a bad team. The defense is great. Special teams is great. The field is great. The black helmets are going to look great. But the offense in a league that you need to have freaking offense. Without that touchdown, this is basically a blowout by the Cardinals on home turf. On Sam Mills Day. Did I not say it was Sam Mills Day? On Sam Mills Day. This is a bad team. It is just a bad team. And it's unfortunate. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Matt Rule deserves to get fired? Do you think Baker Mayfield deserves to get benched for Sam Darnold? Do you now want Sam Darnold, or are you throwing in the towel on the year? Looking at the way the schedule is mapping out, minus a couple of teams that might be getting better by that point. You never know. But are you throwing in the towel? Are you already looking at 2023 mock drafts? Let me know. I'll be back next week. See you soon.